हम लोग के लिए लेंगे फोटो। सब अच्छा चल रहा है।
Here again. Yeah. Good to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Too much. Thank you very much. Beautiful flowers.
Let me introduce, he is the
John Gibson. Nice to meet you. Okay. Yeah.
welcome to the
Thank you, John Gibson.
and he is
What a beautiful school. Beautiful surroundings.
yes, now you can come. Here he is leading campus. He works with us very closely. So we are working with the
You're all colleagues here.
yeah, but he is very closely working with me in my department. With a flat organization, we try to work.
With a small team. Yeah.
It is. The Allahabad University is very old. At one time. Yeah, so I have that tradition of knowledge and teaching and learning. It's for come to the city to acquire educational degree. Yeah, it's, the numbers in India are enormous. So you gotta go up.
That's impressive.
I used to teach management subjects here in this college, and then I take care of part of the placement and training department, and that's how but I'm not a technical person, so to say, per se, but I would look into the training and development.
Because
Yeah.
once it does focus on the technique,
Yeah.
they need a combination of
Absolutely.
economics, management, and
Absolutely. It's a multidisciplinary,
Yeah,
by the time they do well, I mean, not to mention what they do in college, but step into the real world.
not just pharmacy, but they're moving the train pot in India.
बताइए हमारे यहाँ पता कर कौन यूनिवर्सिटी देखा यहाँ तक हमारे चौथी यहीं तक लगती है कब
नहीं ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट नहीं आएगा इलेक्ट्रिक वाला और गाड़ी वाला well, I might not see because I was too much of 10, but then certainly you can let Sanjay know. He will communicate with me. So it's a very important morning with the blessings of Gustafsson from Research Institute and Electric Growth System, ERS. He is committed to a sustainable development very much, and you will see in his presentations today. And John Peterson has a long experience as an executive director for mainlanders and operations for the Swedish road and rail systems. Björn was working as a director and is working as a director at the strategic department with the Swedish Transport and National Road Administration, and is the leader for all ERS developments taking place in Sweden. So he is basically from the Ministry of Roads and Transportation from Sweden, and representing the Swedish government, I would say, in short, as a ministry. In Sweden, on national roads, as well as Jan is focusing a lot to contribute to Sweden's challenging climate goals and also climate law in Sweden. So everybody in every country worldwide is working on that. And Sweden is quite ahead of all Monday. They landed here at 6:30 on Monday morning. 9 o'clock they checked in the hotel. 10 o'clock they went to visit Agra. And they were back to their hotel at 11 o'clock in the night. And they started in Sweden with Swedish time. That was 7:20 on Sunday night. That means it was 10:30 in India. Almost 10:30. They were traveling all across for 7 hours 20 minutes, sitting. They landed, they checked in, we went to Agra again sitting without sleeping. They came back, went back to hotel. Then again on Tuesday, they had meetings back to back from 11 o'clock. One at 11, then again at 1, and then again at 4, which got ended up a little late. Again on Wednesday, they had meetings, that means yesterday. 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and again 4 o'clock. Few meetings went well, few meetings were very good, and little okay. And then again yesterday night they took a train all the way to come and meet you people from Sweden only. They had an option to go and see around Delhi. They had an option to go and see around some other parts of India. But they chose to be here with you. So it's one of the golden opportunities for everybody over here to utilize, learn, hone the skills, and work further towards the new development. And again tonight, they travel back to Delhi. So they are not sleeping since last 2 nights in our house, in our bed. Tomorrow morning they reach, and again they go back to Sweden in afternoon and travel for 7.5 hours. So you can understand their amount of energy, their enthusiasm, their interest to address the students in India and tell them about the new technological developments. What is happening across the globe, which is a first-hand information available today to everybody here. They are the only ones who have been working with heart and soul since day one about the same technology what they will talk about today. Now I may request Jan Peterson to come on stage and take the floor.
But such a huge country. When we came to this city, some of your colleagues said, oh, we are going to a small town. Small town, okay, or smaller than Delhi, of course. But now I learned in Allahabad, there is 1.3 million inhabitants. And you know, the capital of Sweden is Stockholm, has 1 million inhabitants. So this is not a small town for us Swedes. Just so you know the dimension when you compare Sweden with India. And we also have the possibility also together with Sweyash and other colleagues see this magnificent Taj Mahal and the Red Fort, so many beautiful places, so many beautiful things you have here in India. So we really love it. So I really hope that we can come back also to India one more time. But first of all, as I said, my name is John Peterson, and I'm working within the Swedish Transport Administration, which is part of the Swedish Ministry. So we are working a lot with setting the frame for what should be developed and should be deployed regarding roads and rails, but we also plan for aviation and sea transport also. So we have a very broad spectrum of responsibilities within the Swedish Transport Administration. But today I will not talk about roads and rails. I will talk about something new, that it's something between roads and rails that we call electrified roads. We are trying to pick the best from different kind of systems and merge it together so we can electrify roads and by that give a good contribution to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions. And in Sweden we are very focused now on really decrease the number of tons of carbon dioxide from the transport sector. By that we need to find new methods how to transport people and goods across the country. Well, let's see now if we have some slides here. Yes? Perfect. The electrified road systems. The short name is ERS. Now we quite often use the short name ERS in my presentation, so please get used to that. Anyway, ERS is about how to transfer energy to vehicles while they are moving. Not stationary charging, but dynamic charging. That is new. Here we have lots of challenges. And I will present what's going on in Sweden. I'll also mention what's going on in some other countries also. And why are we doing this in Sweden? Yes, as I said in my beginning of this speech, it's about everything is about reduce the carbon dioxide. Maybe you're all familiar with the Paris Agreement that most of the countries in the world signed for a couple of years ago. How to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions across the world. So we don't increase the temperature more than 1.5 degrees. That's a very, very tough thing. We really need to do something because I think all of us across the world are already familiar with the effects of the climate changes. We think it's really will be more and more increasingly tougher climate changes across the world. So we need to do something now. We need to do some talks. Very important. And here you can see a graph that shows the carbon dioxide development in Sweden right now. The black graph shows that we are in a quite positive phase right now, with decreasing number of tons of CO2 emissions from the transport sector. But if we don't do anything more, we will end up falling to the grey graph. That means we will be far off to reach our goals. But of course we are doing a lot, and we are changing all cars into new cars, and we have different kind of incentives to promote new, smarter cars so that pollute less. But Sweden, we said, okay, we have the Paris Agreement. We should have no more increase of temperature by 1.5 degrees until 2050. But in Sweden we say like this. Now we need to take this step by step. So by 2030 we must reduce the carbon dioxide with 70% compared to 2010. And by 2045 there will be zero net emission of CO2 emissions in Sweden. That is an extremely tough goal. And you can see according to the green graph, you see the red arrow, there's a huge gap today in Sweden for us. That means we will not reach our goals. And in Sweden it's not just a goal. The Swedish Parliament said, this is so severe, this is so important. So we are stating a law, a climate law. So we must achieve those goals. So this is very, very tough in Sweden. Okay? You all wake up. Perfect. And as I said, we in Sweden are working with these issues, trying to work with ERS systems. But we are not the only ones. This is a map that actually the world's biggest transport organization is named HIAM. You can see down to right here, I hope, almost every country in the world are a member of that organization. In 2017, they did a in-depth study regarding ERS. They examined how many countries are working with these kind of issues. And you can see there are a number of countries right now working with this. In America, in Europe, and in China, Australia, etc. But this map is already old. A number of new countries have also started to work with the ERS system. The green color shows countries that only work with in that business